It's time for Show Off Sunday, where everyone has a chance to show off their own car, and here's this week's winner.
This is my 1969 Chevrolet Corvette. Next to it sits my 2003 Honda S2000. The Corvette is 50 years old this year, and although the S2000 is much newer, the Corvette has one thing that the S2000 can never have. For that matter, no car made since 1980 will ever have one of these. What I'm talking about does not reside in the engine compartment. The engine is just a typical small block 350, high performance 350. Pretty common back in the day also. Now what I'm talking about resides behind the driver's seat, and it's my battery. And although this says Interstate on it, in fact it's actually a JCPenney lifetime battery. But soon after I bought the car, JCPenney began advertising a lifetime battery. He said it was the most powerful battery ever made, never needed water, it was guaranteed for the lifetime of your car. If it ever failed, JCPenney would replace it for free. So when I needed a battery, or the next time I needed a battery, I went to my JCPenney Automotive Center and I said I'd like to buy a battery, and they said fine. And I said I want the one with a lifetime guarantee, and they said fine. And I said now I just want to make absolutely certain that this means I'll never have to replace this battery or pay to replace this battery. And they said absolutely not. I said because I plan to keep this car a long time, possibly for the rest of my life. And the guy said not a problem. This battery will not fail. Well, this is probably something that the JCPenney folks regretted pretty soon after that, because indeed the battery did fail multiple times. not within the typical battery period. It lasted around 2.5, sometimes 3 years. Anyway, so I was busy. Every time the battery would fail, I would wander into JCPenney and get my new battery. That was at least until they sold their automotive centers to Firestone. My most recent episode was earlier this year. I was living in a new town and found the JCPenney store here. Went in, found the customer service desk, and said, you may not believe this, but I'm here to claim my new battery. And I heard, what? I said, yes, I'm here to claim my new battery. And to the lady's credit, who was probably less than half the age of my Corvette, she didn't make any, snide remarks or anything like that. She said, just wait a minute, please. She went back into the back, and soon a couple of other people came out and said, we've never actually heard of this, but we've been looking through some of our manuals and documentation and so forth, and we do indeed know it exists. And said, you own one of these batteries? And I said, well, yes, I do, and I'm here for my new battery. And they said, well, let us make a few phone calls, because we've never handled one of these before, and we'll get right back with you. And so they did while I was sitting in the office, and they came back and said, you are entitled to a free battery. We don't have an automotive center anymore, but if you take this voucher to the nearest Firestone service center, they'll get you your free battery. So I went later that day, or soon after, I went down to the Firestone store, and sure enough, the guy there was in disbelief also, but he said, no, reading through his rules and whatnot, he said, yep, you're entitled to a free battery. Soon I was on my way home with my new battery. Anyway, this is a situation that repeated itself numerous times over the years. I think I've had probably 15, maybe as many as 20 batteries over the years. Never had a problem. People were always very nice and cooperative. Sometimes they, particularly in the latter years, they were sort of stunned because they'd never heard of it. A lot of people didn't even know JCPenney had an automotive center. So, about 10 years or so, maybe 15 years ago, I walked into the JCPenney customer service desk and the lady said to me, well, we see that you've claimed quite a few batteries over the years. And I said, yes. And she said, we would like to offer to buy you out of your warranty. And I said, oh, okay, what's your offer? She said, well, we would pay you $200 to buy you out of the warranty. And I said, well, when I think about all the batteries I've gotten from you guys and how many I plan to get in the future and how much a battery costs these days, I said, nah, I don't think $200 is going to cut it. I said, but I will make you a counter offer. And so I offered them $2,000. Well, the lady said, I'm sorry, but I'm not authorized to go that high. But I will give you your voucher and you can go get your free battery, which I did. Like I said, over the years, some of the batteries came from JCPenney, the original one being a black JCPenney battery. And then I went to various stores, wherever they sent me. Sometimes to Firestone, sometimes to the Goodyear service centers, sometimes to even independent shops. Never had any problem and always got my free battery. One of the things I'm kind of interested in is I wonder how many people there are that still have the battery, the original paperwork, and have the original car the battery was inserted into. I'm kind of curious. I'm not sure how to find that out. Kind of an interesting thing. I know that JCPenney ran the ads from about 1974 to 1978 because I've seen ads dated that on YouTube. So it'd be interesting to know that. By 1980, I know the offer was dead. Obviously, I don't think this was a thing that you're likely to see repeated again. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it interesting. If you did, I have a small YouTube channel. I'll put the link down in the description. And anyway, thank you for your time and hope you enjoyed it.
Well, that was this week's video, and remember, to have your car video highlighted here on my channel, check this out! So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell!